Dan here, and today I'm super excited because we are going to build an HD digital 6S FPV drone, freestyle drone, for under 300 bucks, and this drone is gonna be sick. We are talking about reinforced camera cage. We're talking about sleek design on the carbon, can handle and carry a full-size GoPro. We're talking included 3D printing. When we get over to the stack, you're talking 50 amps of power, included BECs and LC filters, on board 16 megs of storage. This thing is packed with features. The price is absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna walk you through building it right now. It's not gonna be an analog drone. It's gonna fit your budget, and we're gonna do it right here, right now together. So let's dive in. All right, pilots, let's dive into our selections. This is a very important part. So, for the frame, I went with the AxisFlying Manta 5 SE. This frame is 40 bucks. If you really want to skimp out, you can save $10 and get the Source One V5.1. You're going to save about $10, but with this puppy here, the reason why I spent that extra $10 on this is because you're getting the CNC aluminum cage, you're getting 3D printing, you're getting a cool design on your carbon, you're just getting more of a package for your money. The very next thing up on the chopping block is going to be our stack. I went with the GEPRC Taker F405. This is the BLS 50 amp stack. 50 amps is a lot of juice, even for a 6S. This is awesome. This is not going to go ahead and just out on us in the middle of a flight, and the features that come with this thing are incredible. All right, I've got a full video on this stack, just this stack. It's 57 bucks or 57.99, and you really can't beat it. All right, the very next thing is going to be our video system. A lot of these builds that you're seeing, 150 bucks, 200 bucks, 250 bucks, they are not building a digital FPV drone. They are building an analog drone. Why build another analog quadcopter for you? So, what I went with was the Link Wasp, or the Wasp Link. This is made by RunCam. It used to be Caddx Vista. It is now RunCam Wasp, and it is an awesome little package. It comes with the camera, it comes with the antenna, and you also get your air unit, aka VTX. Super sick bonus. Inside of here, if you wanted to, you can buy the DJI radio, which is what I have. I upgraded mine with the metal gimbals. These gimbals were like $300 or $400. You don't have to do that. So now every time I build a drone and I install one of these, I save $10, $15, $20, $30, $25, $35 on a receiver, because this also has one built in. So that's pretty sweet. And you don't have to do that. If you don't want to do that, you can buy yourself something amazing, something like this. Look at this. This is just pure beauty. Same metal gimbals, just different color, full-on touchscreen. This radio right here is the all-up doohickey. It has got it all. And then I've got the monster pack on the back. If you're running ELRS, this is really the way to go. This right here is 130 or 140 bucks. 140 bucks. Right now, you can get a DJI O3 air unit for $180. So literally for $40 more. How's my math? For $40 more, you can upgrade to a DJI O3 air unit. And as long as you got the goggles that are capable, you can get the best video on the market. For our motors, last but not least, our motors, I went with the Hyperlites. These are really cool. These are the E series. That means they are economy series. They're like 14 bucks, super, super cheap. They're pretty cool looking, but they are not Unibel, so they're not gonna be as strong as others, but they're 14 bucks and they're gonna work, and they're gonna work great, and they're good motors. These are not like some total crap brand that's just gonna blow up in the sky. You can get the T-Motor V-Lux V3 motors for the exact same price. The only reason I didn't get those is because for the 6S version, they are green and white, and that would not match my blue theme that I've got going on here. First thing we're gonna do is we are going to build this frame. Now, building the frame is pretty straightforward. There's going to be a bunch of components, there's going to be instructions, and there should be videos online. Oh, 6 sticker pack. Wow, look at that. I'm not going to bore you to death by building this frame, so I'm going to go ahead and build this frame, and then we'll meet back right here. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, pilots, there it is, built and ready to go, and I am impressed. For 40 bucks, AxisFlying really did a job, and that is why I picked this for this build. I know it's $10 more and we're trying to save money, but the value to dollar here is insane. You've got your arm protectors, and they're also skids, so when you come into land, you're not going to tear up your motor screws that are underneath. Then in the back, you've got a single antenna option. You've got a dual antenna option. You've got your Immortal T holder, so if you're running ELRS or Crossfire and there's an Immortal T, here's your holder for it. And then you've even got your GPS holder mount that goes right here on the back, just like that. Look at this, like, beautiful like etching or marking or whatever they did, hydro dipping. I don't know what this is, but it is a quality mask that is all over the carbon, and it looks beautiful. All right, so with our frame together, I'm gonna not mount my top plate because we need to be able to get inside. And the very first thing that I want to mount, that I like to mount, some people go with the motors first, or you can go with your stack first. I like to go with my VTX first, because with an HD digital VTX or air unit, you're going to have your camera coming off of here, and your camera has a bundle of wires that's going to run the length of the drone. I want that wire up underneath, protected and being held in by this, by this, by this, by this, and snug and nice and neat. And if you are doing the 03, it is literally the same. Fresh out of the package, ready for action. Wow. Oh, look at that. All right, pilots, so the first thing we need to do is go ahead and prep our air unit so we can go ahead and install it in the quadcopter. In order to do that, we need to connect our wiring. That's going to be our main wiring. That's going to give us everything from power to ground, RX, TX, and then I am also running my receiver through here. So I'm going to connect S-Bus and a receiver ground. If you're running ELRS, you are not going to connect these last two wires. See these wires here, the black and yellow? You're going to actually use a razor blade like this, and you're going to pop open this plastic just like that, bloop, and you're going to slide these wires out, and then you're just going to connect these wires, and then you're going to connect your receiver separately, all right, which I'm going to show you how to do. Even though I don't need to do it, I'm going to show you how to do it. So the first connection is going to be S-Bus. And then we've got our power. Okay, that's all of our wiring there. Now we're going to grab a pair of tweezers, and we're going to grab this first wire, and we're going to do the same thing we did just now, but with the wires. Okay, now I do want to teach you a trick. Whether you're running a DJI 03 air unit, Caddx Vista, or the RunCam Link, you're going to just simply go start with your S-Bus wire, connect to S-Bus, and then just follow the path of the wires. Don't worry about even what goes where. Just literally follow the connector. Boom, that one, like, go to the next one, connect it. Go to the next one, connect it, because they are meant to be where they are. So there's no figuring out for you to do. Now the last thing we need to do before this is ready is we're going to need a 1.5 mm. We're going to undo this screw, and then this pops out, and this goes on, but we want to go through here, don't we? That's a horrible, horrible connector. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just feed it in anyways, and then I feel like we'll go ahead and figure it out after. So I'm going to go like that. Now once you click it on, you should hear a little pop. That's your UFL connector. What I do to make sure it's connected properly is I'll grab it and I'll give it a wiggle. See how it's going back and forth? That lets me know it's on, but it won't pop off. Alright, and then this is going to go back over. Now we know we're in. Let's see if this lines up. Okay, let's go ahead and mount this so it's not flopping all around. To do that, we're going to come from underneath. And another beautiful thing done by Manta is they've given you different mounting, 16 by 16 and 20 by 20. We're going to go ahead and try that out. Boom. And then we're going to take a couple nuts and we're going to spin them on. Honestly, a lot of people just use double-side sticky tape and then they put it on maybe a zip tie or whatever. I mean, I like to go a little bit more than that, so that's why I do this, because I don't want to have to worry about it falling off. But I'll just hold this here and lock this down. We could probably swoop in and trim those up just a bit. Something like that. And something like that. Bam! Look at that. That couldn't be mounted stronger and better. Alright, next up is going to be the camera, and the camera's going to mount here. So look at that. They've given us two options. They've given you 19 millimeter mounting and they've given you 20 millimeter mounting. And as you're tightening that screw, and this is what came with my Vista, make sure you point your camera where you want it. You know, if you want to be at a 45 or if you want to be at a whatever, because you have to remember, drones don't fly like this. Drones fly like this. So you got to give yourself a little bit of angle. But don't give yourself too much, because that's going to make the drone fly too fast. We do have to do something about this antenna. It's not my first choice, but what we're going to have to do, and that only happens if you use this exact setup that I have, and you may or may not, and if you do, just buy yourself a zip tie. I'm going to show you a quick little trick. And you point it out just like that. Ooh, nice and tight. And then feed that up in there. And we're going to go to there. I'm going to cut it just below this hump right here. So that way I got something like that, right? Then we're going to grab our kit. And you should have one. You need something that's just going to barely fit over. Oh, that's going to be some big stuff. Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, alright, let's try that one. Connector. So there you go. We set that bad boy just like that. Little bit of heat thing. Okay, let's try one more piece. Just to kind of add some additional strength. And there you go. That is how you make yourself a quick antenna connector. It's not my first choice, but you got to do what you got to do when they don't give you the mount that you actually need. So, all right, so next up we are ready to go ahead and mount our stack. So let's go ahead and take a look at this beautiful stack. This is the GEPRC Taker F405 50 amp stack. This is an incredible piece of work right here. What I'm going to do, as you can see here, DJI Air module. I'm going to literally just plug it in. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to take it and I'm going to plug it in. Take it and plug it in. That's it. And I'm going to be done. And that's going to give me my video, and that's also going to give me my radio link. So for you, ELRS, FR Sky, Crossfire, you know, Ghost, whatever you're using. For me, I'm using the actual DJI radio, so that'll be my RX link right there. So So that's going to be that. Plug and play, I'm done. The reason why I want to take a second to go over this is because if you are running a ELRS receiver, you're going to follow this pin out right here. We're actually looking at the Chinese side. We should probably look at the English side. So you're going to use this one right here. And what you've got is RX, TX, 5 volt and ground. And it really, really is that simple. And then you're going to jump into the ports tab and you're going to go ahead and toggle on UART2. And boom, you're in there like swimwear. That's it. For any reason you're having a hard time, I'm going to link down in the video description my videos on ELRS. How to flash, how to set up, how to set switches, how to do it all, how to wire it, how to connect it. I've got it all. And then if you go to flash and you get a bad flash, I've got a video on how to handle that as well. So that way I'm not dragging this video out for the guys that don't need all that. I'm going to link that video or those videos down in the video description. This is more of a beginner HD build, right? So maybe you're comfortable with soldering or maybe you're not. If you are comfortable with soldering, you just flip it over and there's all your pads laid out for soldering. If you're not that comfortable with soldering, just flip it back over and everything has plugs right here on top. So that's one of the main reasons. Big, beautiful, healthy pads to solder on in case you're still learning. And this is going to be your XT60 connector. You've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 setups for BB2 chips and your microcontrollers. If I flip it over, there's all your fetch just lined up, ready to go with massive capacitance. You've got your shunt resistor right there so you know what type of current you're pulling. This is incredible for 57 bucks. You really can't ask for more. Let me not confuse things, but on your quadcopter you have a specific number here. Motor 1, motor 2, motor 3, motor 4. That's not the layout, but for example. And when the flight controller says to the ESC, spin motor 1, it's going to shoot a signal out and it's going to spin motor 1, which wherever it may be, let's say it is here. But if you have this flipped in a different direction, motor 1 could potentially be over here. And that could cause you some problems. So that's why I say it matters which way's top and which way's bottom. But I am going to deal with this in the software side of things because Betaflight is so super friendly. There's actually a wizard. And when I say wizard, it's just a little automatic walkthrough thingy. You click it and it's going to walk you through putting your motors in the right place. We used to have to actually physically address them by pulling the pin IO and then actually going through and remapping the motors. And I actually have a video on that. It's old school and you don't need it, but it's cool that it used to exist, huh? Super cool, super fun. But let's go ahead and pop these in and then we'll go ahead and just reroute it inside of Betaflight. And if you guys want a video on the full Betaflight walkthrough or whatever, let me know. All right, so there we go. Our grommets are in and ready to go. As you can see, if I put it together, we've got the space that we need so that electronics aren't touching. Everything looks secure and beautiful. So let's tin these pads. And this is not somewhere you want to skimp, so get plenty of solder on there. Look at that, nice and healthy. And you see those holes? So that means if you apply too much heat, it's going to fall right through. So we don't want to do that. And let's put our positive in. There you go. And then we'll go ahead and put our negative on. And that's a very important connection. So I'm going to bring in a little more solder. Just because I'd rather it be thick and strong. Do the same here. There we go. Look at that. So it's really that simple to put your lead on. Look at that, 150 degrees. That means we have awesome, awesome circulation within our circuit. That means as the heat is rolling through this board, it's just going to flow right through. And that's awesome. Whew, she got hot quick, but that's good. That's going to be able to come through. It can come around this way. It can come around that way. It can even come up and out this way. We got options. But what we need to find out now is where we're going to put our capacitor. So if I lay this here, you can see it's way too big for our top plate to go on. So we're going to have to route this and maybe put it up here or something along those lines. So let's take a look into doing that now. Okay, so that means when I solder this up, I want it here. That is the best place to put this. But we don't have that luxury, so I'm going to have to run it back here and then solder it here. And I'm going to worry about soldering that up. Look at that. Now I get to put it where I want it. It's completely out of my way. I'm going to go to positive right here. Oh. There we go. Cooking real nice. And there you go, ground and positive with a cap wrapped up. Can't go wrong. It's just too long, which is a great problem to have. You'd rather have too long than too short. But there you go, bound it up. XT60, stack, capacitor, camera, jumper, pilots. We are rocking. All right, pods, so now we are moving on to one of our very, very last steps, and that is going to be to put on our motors. And there you go. We've got the blue. See the matching blue? And we've got this cool little like goldish bronzish color. And we're going to take these wires and we're going to feed them right through here so they're protected and safe. Which you don't have to do. You can use LED race wire. You can use regular race wire. You can use electrical tape. You can use, some of my favorite is this tape here. This is my Maxwell tape. Look at that. It's like a cloth tape. You can use that and give a couple wraps. You can use electrical tape. You can even just put a zip tie. There's really no limit to what you can do with that. Wow. And I loop them around like that, and I try to envision them being soldered. And then I grab cutters and I cut them right along that line. Okay. Then I grab my strippers and I strip the wires. So we're going to grab one. We're going to grab two. And we're going to grab the third one. Okay. Then we just need our iron, and we're going to go ahead and tin these. One, two, and three. All right, now we're going to tin these 3 pads. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to rotate this. I'm just going to give this a little spin. And I'm going to stick 1. Oh. 2. And 3. Alright. So there's my 3 wires connected all the way and connected to my motor, which is firmly mounted with my prop nut on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the other 3 on, because there's really no need for you to watch that process. You've already seen one get done. Now you can pause the video and do yours. I'm going to hit these other 3 and then we'll meet back here. All right, there we go. Motors are soldered up and ready to go. Check that out. and it's looking nice and clean. There we go. So the only thing left to do is to put on some nuts to hold everything down. You don't want this stuff able to pop off. So you can use the nuts that it came with, or you can use your own if you've got others laying around. Just zip those on. So there's one. And let me put these others on really quick. Ooh, look at that. All right, let me zip a screw in or two just to hold it. Oh, wow. Look at that. All right, I need to put the rest in, but there you go. That is the build done and ready to go. Actually, I almost forgot my battery straps. Again, something else that if you don't have, you gotta have. And if you're looking for good straps, these are good reflective straps, and they come for free with your frame. Again, another reason I picked this frame. Whew, what a beautiful build, huh? Look at that. From the motors, 14 bucks a piece. We've got our stack, only 57. We've got our air unit. I went with the Vista, but for 30 bucks more, you can put an 03, depending on your goggles and your radio. If you need an ELRS or FR Sky or Crossfire, you can go ahead and run that as well. You've got your motor wire protection. You've got skids and arm bumpers built into one, okay? You've got this beautiful design sitting on your carbon that just comes as a complimentary because this is the special edition. You've got CNC aluminum cage to hold your camera. All right, so really quick, I want to throw this puppy on the scale and see what we're looking like. So there we go. We are at 0 grams and all up weight, no battery, no props. We're at 354 grams. That's quite impressive. This thing is locked and loaded. The arms feel strong. This is going to be a heavy hitter. So I'm going to jump into Betaflight, set it up very quickly, and then I'm going to take it off for a spin, and I'm going to link some flight footage for you guys. Links for everything will be down in the video description. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did, and I will see you on the next one.
Early bird gets the word what it is. 10 a.m. Used to sleep and I've been up since 6 a.m. Early bird gets the word what it is. All these birds, they get curved what it is. I don't frown a lot. Lately blessings coming down a lot. They coming down. I see my fam, I can't be down and out. Since 17 they tried to knock me down. Don't ever count me out. I could go round for round. Don't need no friends, don't need no one around. I get some blues, I get to thumbing down. It comes to me, don't do no running round. No time for running round. I get upset when things don't go my way. I get upset but I cannot complain. I save a bag to spend on rainy days. Diamonds for my bay, those type of things. 10 a.m. Used to sleep and I've been up since 6 a.m. Early bird gets the word what it is. All these birds, they get curved what it is. Okay. Hold up, wait a minute, let me say something. How could you be stagnant when it's bass thumping? Cause she threw the hoop and I grabbed it and dunked it. My game comes to me, no, I'm not forcing nothing. I'm on go mode, please don't wait up. Me plus motion, that's a layup. Pick and roll, give and go. Take it, finish strong. Night after night, remember when I would stay up. Fight after fight, knocked down but I found a way up. No picking sides, I got my friends, down for the ride, far from the end. Giddy up. 10 a.m. Used to sleep and I've been up since 6 a.m. Early bird gets the word what it is. All these birds, they get curved what it is. 10 a.m. Used to sleep and I've been up since 6 a.m. Early bird gets the word what it is. All these birds, they get curved what it is.
10